My name's Christina, and I'm a horseback rider. Do I horse race? No. Do I show jump? No. There's actually a lot of other disciplines that you can do in horseback riding. My goal today is to inform you about the other types of disciplines that there is in horseback riding. I'm also going to let you know what their focus is and what kind of breeds excel with each discipline. I've been riding since I was 8 years old. I have experience in Western pleasure, natural horsemanship, showmanship, show jumping, roping, barrel racing, different kinds of rodeo sports, a lot of different disciplines that I have experience in. The first thing that I'm going to show you is there's different types of saddles that you can utilize in horseback riding. So the first one here is a Western saddle. This Western saddle is used for a lot of cow sports, rodeo sports, reining, that kind of thing. This one here is a barrel roper combo. So it has a lot larger horn, a larger cantle, the stirrups are fairly big. You can see the saddle in general is fairly bulky. This is very sturdy. It can be used to rope cattle. You would actually rope the cattle and tie them onto the horn of the saddle. The other saddle that is often used is an English saddle. This English saddle, as you can see, is a lot more compact. It's a lot smaller. There's no horn up front. The cantle's a lot smaller. The stirrups are small. The stirrup leathers are just one strip of leather. This is something that you would use for jumping, dressage, cross country, that kind of thing. This one in particular is a show jumping saddle. So the first discipline that I'm going to talk about is jumping. There's different types of jumping. There's show jumping, hunters, and cross country. Show jumpers is a mainly focused speed event. It is timed, so the winner is going to be the fastest one to go through the course. The fences are often going to be very tall. If you knock over a pole on the fences, then that time would count against you. There's not a lot of tack regulation. You're allowed to use a lot of different bits, a lot of different boots, etc. It's a very open. The main goal is going to be the fastest time. The next one is hunters. Hunters is going to be a lot slower. There's a lot of tack regulations, what bits you're allowed to use, whether you're allowed to use boots at all. Not a lot of colors in your show attire. The judge is really going to focus on how well you and your horse work together and how much of a perfect look you perform. The next thing is going to be cross country. Cross country is something that's going to be outside, outdoors, not in an arena. The jumps are very natural, whether it be trees or logs, jumping over water. Similar to show jumping, the fastest time wins. It's a timed event, not like hunters where it's not a timed event. The next discipline that I'm going to talk about is dressage. Dressage is a sport that is very similar to ballet in our sports. It's very smooth, very fluid. It looks a lot like the horses dancing. This is something that is used as a basis in a lot of different disciplines. It's a good foundation for horses to learn when they're young. The most popular breeds that English sports use are going to be Oldenburgs, Holsteiners, mainly warm bloods. Warm bloods are a cross between a hot-blooded horse and a cold-blooded horse. A cold-blooded horse is going to be a draft, a very large horse, one that would pull equipment, pull very large loads. A hot-blooded horse is going to be similar to a racehorse. Very energetic, very fast, very limber. They cross these two to create a really good large horse that is also very athletic. The next discipline I'm going to talk about are the Western disciplines. A couple of Western disciplines that I'm going to talk about today are rodeo events, cow work, reining, or ranch events. So the most popular rodeo events there are is barrel racing, team roping, and steer wrestling. Barrel racing is a very female-dominated sport. There's going to be 3 barrels in the arena, and you'll have to go through a clover leaf pattern to finish it. It's also a timed event. Most of the rodeo events are timed events. The fastest time wins. The next one I'm going to talk about is going to be cow work. There's a lot of different kinds of cow work, whether it be cutting, sorting, team penning. The main goal of cow work is to either separate the one cow from the herd, separate herds in half. You can single out one cow and work it along the arena. There's a lot of different cow work that's out there. The next thing I'm going to talk about is going to be ranch work. Ranch work is something that dates back to the 1800s. Things that people would use every day. It would be gathering cows to brand them, roping them to bring them in because they need medical attention, moving cows from one pasture to another. Now these disciplines, the best breeds to use with these are going to be quarter horses. There's 2 different types of quarter horses. There is a running bred and there's cow bred. A running bred's going to be more similar to a hot-blooded horse. They're small, but they're a lot more compact. They're fast, they're limber, they're quick on their feet. The cowbreds are going to be a lot bigger horses. They're more stocky, they can get low, they can move with the cow, they can track a cow a lot better than the running bred can. Overall, we've covered a lot of different disciplines. We've talked about show jumping, we've talked about cross country, dressage, rodeo events like barrel racing, steer wrestling. We've also talked about cow work and ranch work. As you can see, there's a lot of different disciplines out there with horseback riding. And overall, you've all learned about different horseback riding disciplines that there are out there, and I hope that you go away a lot more informed about the different disciplines.